Mandate. We have the Mayor's Youth Council here this evening. It's going to lead us in the prayer and the pledge. You would come up to the podium. And Miss Angela, is that microphone on, please? There we go. Now I want you to tell everybody in the room who you are and what you're doing, where you go to school, and all that kind of good stuff. Okay? Floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. Cole Hall. I'm a member of the Mayor's Youth Council over the City of Brandon, and we do various events to help with the City of Brandon. We're going to work on the Winter Parade and also the Father-Daughter Dance. Those are a few examples of some events that we're over, and today I'll be leading you all in the pledge.
That is great. Miss Shelley, can you hear okay on sound on that? Is that registering good? Yes. Okay. So anybody else who walks up to the microphone, please. It's difficult for us up here as well, but we do live stream these meetings, so I would encourage you to talk into the microphone just like you're on TV. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You would? You going to lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this day and thank you for this time. Thank you for allowing us all to meet here in good health and good safety. Please bring and keep the safety in our city, our town, our state, and our country. And just bless us in these forthcoming weeks. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Would you like me to do the same?
Yes, sir.
My name is Will Woods. I'm part of Mayor's Youth Council, and I go to the school of Brandon, or at Brandon High School, I'm sorry. And I'm here to do the pledge for y'all. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And for those rest of you, the Mayor's Youth Council is 50 plus strong this year, and one of the requirements that they have to meet their community hours is to attend a board meeting. And we will move forward from there. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to put a couple of names around here. So if you would bear with me just for a moment, just to make sure everybody knows who everybody is. We've got two board members that are not here tonight, so we're going. I wouldn't want somebody thinking we were white. I mean, that'd be almost horrible, wouldn't it? Where's the window? All right.
You should have taken it and put it in front of the white, and then they could have just walked in.
There we go. All right. Make us look a little better out there. All right. Thank you for that prayer. Thank you for attending this evening. Is there any public comment to be made before the board tonight? Come on up, Miss Angela. Board, we have a special occasion, and Miss Angela, on behalf of Miss Lucille, is here to read a proclamation, and we have some family members that are here.
I do, and tonight we have a proclamation for Miss Lucille Pick, who's turning 100 years old. So I'll read that proclamation. Whereas Lucille Pick was born on November 2nd, 1920 on a family farm outside of Alton, Kansas. And whereas Miss Lucille Pick has resided in Brandon, Mississippi for the past 25 years. Whereas Miss Lucille Pick was married to her late husband, Reverend Roy Dean Pick, during which time they were blessed with 2 children, 4 grandchildren, 14 great-grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren, with 2 more on the way. Whereas Miss Lucille Pick worked for the state of Kansas until she retired. Whereas Miss Lucille Pick is a member of the Brandon Assembly of God. Whereas Miss Lucille Pick currently lives at Coachlight Manor Apartments in Brandon, Mississippi, where she is celebrating her 100th birthday surrounded by family, friends, and members of the community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor of the City of Brandon this 2nd day of November 2020 that the City of Brandon hereby urges all citizens to join in congratulating Lucille Pick upon the occasion of her 100th birthday and for her lifetime of achievements.
Thank you, Miss
And-
Angela. Now, look, this is what we'd like to do, folks, family members. If you would, Miss Angela, pop that ribbon on that, and board, I'd like us to stand up and kind of come together. Harry, you might stand up and come up here on this level. If y'all would, come in here so we can get a picture from out there of all the board, and we'll all wave at her and let her know that she is appreciated and very much appreciated to be living in Brandon, Mississippi. Thank you. Come on up here. Y'all stand up. Come on. No. All right, y'all might have to double up a little down there. Shelley, you tell us when you get a good picture, okay?
Y'all are all in my frame.
All right, is everybody in it?
Yes,
All right, so everybody would, let's give her a wave, board. That's everybody. Happy birthday. All right. Thank y'all for coming this evening. Thank you, Miss Angela.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate that. All right, board, couple other things. Anybody else in the audience here to make public comment tonight? All right, couple other updates, board, on the grinding project that we concluded. Those folks have gone back to Alabama, but I gave you a kind of a rundown of what it would cost if we'd bought all that material at $36.50 a ton versus what we paid to grind it at $12 a ton, and that puts us to a good of $216,000. Big portion of that's going to be relocated to Public Works. Big portion of it is going to Shiloh Park. I've had a lot of questions about what's going on out there, and somewhat of the grassy area that turns to mud when it rains. We're putting 4 inches of that down as a base. Ultimately, one day we will repave that. Looking forward to that. One day out there, and sometime, may not be us, but it'll be ready. Second thing is we allowed the library to be used for voting, for absentee voting. There were approximately 17,000 people that voted absentee in Rankin County. Approximately 8,500 of those voted at the library. Well, the feedback I get is very positive without having one long line downtown. So that we may have started something, and I would encourage everybody to vote tomorrow. Of course, this building is a voting precinct for 2 locations in Brandon, and look forward to tomorrow and tomorrow's outcome. So I want to encourage everybody to vote. All right, so that's all. Board, do you have anything in public comment? Anybody question or anything? If not, we'll wait till Mr. Baker happens to step back up here. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you, Mayor's Youth Council, for the fall harvest that we did out at the amphitheater. I think there were probably somewhere between 700 and 800 people out there on a somewhat cool Saturday. I know when the hayride started, it was cold. Yeah, you were there. Yeah. Monica was there, came through for a while. I appreciate the coffee. But that was a good day. Had a lot of people these days feel like they're trapped indoors, and we're able to get outside and have a small car show, and that'll be something we do annually from there on. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Dr. John Germany in downtown Brandon Shell Station opens up the Little Caesars, so you'll be able to get pizza in downtown Brandon. It's a welcome addition. So I was down there earlier today with Michael Guest, who's having an event on the other end of the building this evening, and wish him nothing but the absolute best tomorrow in tomorrow's election. All right, so without any further ado, we will work on through the agenda unless someone from the audience has something they'd like to say. All right, seeing none, we will work on through the agenda. Old business, number 4 on the agenda, approve of the regular board meeting minutes of October 19th, 2020. Motion by Ms. Monica Corley, second by Mr. Lou Coker. Any questions on those? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and this is where I always get in trouble, audience. You notice we're missing 2 board members this evening. Mr. Chris Vinson is actually in Pascagoula. He's moving one of his aunts, so he's tied up and couldn't get back, and Mr. James Morris got called out of town on business, so he's unable to attend tonight. So appreciate you board members that are here this evening. All right, under the mayor, consideration to approve the continuation of a local emergency for the additional 30 days or such time that the governor of Mississippi lifts the state of emergency, whichever comes first. I'll make comment to that in just a second. Number 2, consideration to approve the Small Business Saturday Resolution. Item 3, request permission to attend the 2021 Mississippi Municipal League Midwinter Legislative Conference in Jackson on January 12th and 13th. So the continuation of the emergency declaration helps us do things. We actually had a firefighter that became COVID positive, and that allows us to use some amount of administrative leave, so it doesn't cost that employee anything, annual leave or medical leave, and it reimburses us for his time away from work when we backfill with time and a half overtime for someone else. So that's why, one of the reasons why we want to continue that resolution. So those 3 items, board, is there a motion to approve those 3? Motion by Ms. Talia Dobbs. Second by Mr. Dwight Middleton. Any further discussion or question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Thank you. All right, Ms. Bean.
Can I take all of these items together?
Slowly, please.
First item is consideration to approve the merit increase scholarship paid for Robert Morrow effective October 1st, 2020. Number 2, consideration to approve the proposed 2021 holiday schedule. Number 3, consideration to approve an emergency relief program agreement with NEMA and designate and authorize city clerk as the application representative to execute any related documents. Number 4, consideration to approve the fiscal year 2020 budget amendments and authorize publication of those which exceed 10%. Number 5, consideration to continue employee health insurance with Asian Welfare International and the specific success coverage with HCC for calendar year 2021 and authorize city clerk to execute all related documents. Number 6, consideration to adopt the claims for October 19th, 23rd, and November 3rd, and adopt separate claims released on October 22nd.
Thank you, Ms. Angela. One moment. All right, is there a motion to approve those, board? Motion by Ms. Monica Corley. Second by Ms. Talia Dobbs. Any further question or comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Thank you. Next on the agenda is Mr. Matthew Dodd. Good evening, sir.
I have one item, which is continue to recess public hearing, but the applicant has since emailed me and requested to withdraw the application for consideration for recess.
Thank you, Matthew. And I believe, board, you've got an email to that effect to withdraw that application for this time. Mr. Baker, are you good with it?
Yes, sir.
Anything else on that issue?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Under Parks and Rec, I'll handle that very quickly. Accept the donation of $300 in gift cards from Buffalo Wild Wings to be used for awards of the 2020 Brandon Parks and Recreation Adult Kickball Programs League Tournament. Is there a motion to accept those?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Lou Coker. Second by Mr. Dwight Middleton. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Thank you. Mr. Smith,
Good evening, Mayor and Board.
you're killing me.
Mayor, I have 7 items. Can we split those up or take those all together?
You can take them all together, just slowly. We may have a couple of comments we want to make along. You may, or I may, and I know I meant to get it earlier today and just got busy doing other things, but if you give us an update on some of our projects going on around town, such as the street project where we are, and beautiful weather this week, so I'm thinking they're going to make a lot of headway.
It is. It
Okay.
is. They're moving well in Crossgates. They had 2 crews until the weather caught them. They started back with 1 crew today. I should get an update from Matt tomorrow as far as when they'll bring in a 2nd crew. They're down to their last 25 or so streets. So they're moving well, making good progress, and having a good project.
Yeah, I know they're down to their last 25 or so streets, but boy, just to reinforce, 3 of those are very long streets.
Yes, they are.
Firecrest, Summit Ridge, and Woodgate. So but very much looking
Yep.
forward to that. So they're on track and on time.
Yes.
Great, good,
Yes.
okay.
Item 1, accept the resignation of Brittany Brown effective October 30, 2020, and Suzanne Gilbert effective November 20, 2020. Item 2 is consideration to approve the utility adjustments and denials pursuant to the memo. Item 3 is consideration to approve Landmark Structures pay request number 12 in the amount of $34,959.50 with regard to the elevated water tanks project and authorize payment of the same. Item 4 is consideration to declare an emergency the water line repair at 404 Highway 471 in the amount of $6,227.50 from WW Solutions and authorize payment of the same. Item 5 is consideration to declare an emergency the sewer repair at Mossdown Court in the amount of $9,076.50 from WW Solutions and authorize payment of the same. Item 6 is consideration to declare an emergency the water line repair at Crosswoods and Woodbridge from Utility Constructors Incorporated in the amount of $8,772 and authorize payment of the same. Item 7 is consideration to approve Utility Constructors Incorporated pay request number 1 in the amount of $106,177.85 and authorize payment of the same. Approve change orders 1 and 2, increasing the project total $36,151 and authorize the mayor to execute the same with regard to the downtown water line improvements project.
Charles, if I may, on item 6.
Yes.
I know we have had conversations regarding that. I think we've been out on 2 different occasions to make that repair. Does this amount include the most recent?
It does not. The second repair was unrelated to the first repair. So the first repair blew out in the middle of the night and caused us some pretty serious water pressure issues, and they repaired that. When we dug up the second repair, there is a T right there, and it was actually on the other side of the T. It was unrelated to the first repair. So that is unfortunately older pipe, and it is what we call thin wall PVC pipe. So it unfortunately is at an age where we're going to have some repairs every now and then. Just happen to have 2 of them in the same location.
And also, that really wasn't a break, and it wasn't the age of pipe. That we believe there was a vehicle that hit a light pole, that bent the light pole over, that subsequently broke the water line below
Yes.
it. And no cameras, nothing. But so that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so an accident caused the first one, and I'm sure the first one probably caused the second one over time.
It's possible. You know, it was on the other side of the T, but it's certainly possible.
Okay. Thank you, Charles. All right, seven items under Public Works. Is there a motion to approve 07?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Harry Williams, second by Ms. Monica Corley. Any further question or comment on any of those? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Board.
thanks, Charles.
But Charles, before you walk away, could you give us an update on the construction on dining?
Yes. The storm drain's in, the water lines are in. They are working on the grading for the road now and preparing to do curb and gutter work. Entergy has removed the old existing lines, and we're down to Comcast cable is left on the poles. As soon as they've removed their lines, the poles will come down and we'll finish the road. Other than some tie-ins, the utility work on the south side of 80 is done. Next week, they'll be preparing to do the bores to get on the other side of 80 and continue the water line work. So we need to get those poles out of their way, and they'll get that grading done, and we'll have asphalt down. So
What is the estimated or projected completion date for the dining area?
February.
Okay.
February of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Chief,
Good evening, Board, Mayor. Take all these items together?
slowly, please.
Yes, sir. Item 1, accept the FY 2020 Homeland Security Grant in the amount of $29,995 and authorize mayor, city clerk, and myself to execute all related documents. Item 2, spread onto the minutes the default judgment entered on October 14th, 2020 in the Rankin County Circuit Clerk Case Cause Number 20-1462 and declare weapons referenced therein as forfeited property and authorize the Brandon Police Department to add to their inventory. Item 3, request permission to surplus one 2012 Chevrolet Caprice bearing VIN number ending 8853, of which the repair of the vehicle exceeds its value, and authorize a sale at auction with proceeds deposited in the drug seizure account. Item 4, request permission to purchase crash event data software and subscription from Crash Data Group, a sole source vendor, in the amount of $7,340 and authorize payment from the drug seizure account. Item 5, request permission to purchase 12 SWAT helmets from Hardhead Veterans, a sole source vendor, in the amount of $5,460 and authorize payment from the drug seizure account. And, please stand. Request permission to hire Emmanuel Thurman as a police officer effective November 3rd, 2020, and set salary pursuant to the memo.
Thank you, Chief. All right, Board, is there a motion to approve those 6 items?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Lou Coker. Second by Ms. Talia Dobbs. Any further question on any of those? Or anything else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Thank you, and we'll swear him in here in just a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
And Chief Roberts. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Board, Mayor. Permission to take all 3 of these together, sir?
Yes, you're going to go ahead and give us your Siren Report?
All right, our monthly report is Sirens, all but one is functioning properly. We have a call in to get it maintenance and fixed at this time. We should be here tomorrow. Shallow Road.
Okay.
We had 169 priority 1 calls with the average response time of 8 minutes and 29 seconds.
Great.
Accept the resignation of Lieutenant Jerry Lee Bennett effective October 22nd, 2020. And request permission for Chief Brian Roberts and Deputy Chief Patrick Wolford to travel to Starkville, Mississippi to attend the 2021 Mississippi Fire Chiefs Midwinter Conference, January 11th through 13th, 2021.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve those items? Motion by Ms. Monica Corley. Second by Mr. Harry Williams. Any further discussion on either of those? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right, Board, I'd like to go ahead and vote on determining the need of being in executive session, and then we will get this gentleman sworn in so he can get to work. Motion by Mr. Lou Coker. Second by Ms. Monica Corley. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you.
$169. Sorry. Apologize about that. I did. I don't know if I did. I meant 169.
after me. I state your name.
I, Emmanuel Sherman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Mississippi
of the State of Mississippi
and the laws thereof.
and the laws thereof.
That I am not unqualified
And I am not qualified
for performing the duties
from performing the duties
of a police officer
of a police officer
in Brandon, Mississippi,
in Brandon, Mississippi.
and I will perform those duties
I will perform those duties
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I did? Probably did.
Sometimes I can't get you to realize.
Sir?